Oh, really?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to thank everyone for coming to the meeting tonight. It'll be short and sweet. We hope. Don't screw it up. Roll call, Diane.
Mr. Douglas?
Here.
Mr. Duquette?
Here.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Irwin?
Here.
Our supervisor, Mr. McDonald. Our town attorney, Mr. Favreau. Our highway superintendent, Mr. Farrell. Our confidential secretary to the board, Ms. Barber. Our water and sewer superintendent, Courtney Tatro. Our highway deputy superintendent, Tyler Jarvis. Our dog control officer, Chaka. Our recreation director, Krista Marino, and our zoning officer, Mr. Quinn. And our guest.
Diane Moore, town clerk. Thank you, Diane. Okay, right to the first thing, motion. Need a motion to accept the organizational meeting of January 8th.
Make it.
Jim made the motion.
I'll second.
No votes, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Look good, thank you, Diane. I need a motion to accept the regular board meeting of January 8th.
I'll make it.
I give it to Eric. And Mel on second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any discussion about them at all, or everyone's good? Okay. Community input. Anyone sign up?
Nope.
Or anyone want to sign up? Anyone say anything before we start? Number 6. I need a motion and a second for approval of the contract for approved free library, JCEO, and the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board. These are contracts that came in after our meeting, and we got them now, and we just need the approval for them. The same contracts, well,
Should say resolution.
so I need a motion and a second for a resolution, not just discussion.
It's the same as last year, right?
Um,
I mean, JCO.
JCEO went up 2,000.
Right.
We didn't give them the full amount.
Right.
And everybody else is the same.
Yeah, no, that stayed the same. Okay, I'll make it.
So Jim needed the motion for the resolution.
I'll second.
Eric, second. Resolution, you want any discussion on anything before the resolution? Resolution.
Resolution approving 2024 contracts. Be it resolved that the town board gives approval to the town supervisor to sign the following contracts on behalf of the town of Peru. 2024 annual contract, JCEO of Clinton, Essex Counties. Approved free library, Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board. Resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay.
Are you adding that?
I was reading the contract.
He's reading the contracts.
I was teasing you.
He got the bigger one.
I didn't know what.
Number 7. I need a motion and a second for a resolution to approve advertising for engineering firms, the qualification, the RFQ, to go out. I need a motion and a second and any discussion for the resolution.
Make it.
Jim?
Second.
Eric, any discussion before? Basically, we talked about this, Courtney talked about it. This is just a good way of going out for advertisement. If someone is down the road, the firm that we have now, AES, can't do something, or if someone comes up, we can always go out to somebody else this way. Anything you want to say, Courtney?
Well, eventually it's a step we have to do for funding reasons, but also I think a good perspective on some of the other engineering firms, their capabilities.
It's a good idea.
So I need a motion and a second. The dates, want it to start how do you want to put in for dates here? I mean, we gotta go out for advertising, she's gonna advertise it, so.
That's 7 days, 7 days at least, right? 7 days.
It's gotta be in the paper for 5.
Five.
So, you.
I got confirmation.
Five.
This date sheet, Katie from Southern, 8:06 last night, she sent me that email.
So I mean, how long do we want to leave it out for, I guess is what we need to know.
Is there any legal,
Not that I know of, but I'd say 2-3 weeks.
We do have a advertisement in 2018, me and Pam and Diane found last night of the advertisement, we put in the paper.
That was for the Bridge New York.
For the Bridge New York, but it's this like thing.
yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
I'm back on like the 19th and 20th of February.
Yeah, what's that give us, 3 weeks?
It's 3 weeks plus a couple days. Just to keep it in the paper.
Shoot for the first of the
I
paper.
think that's fine, I don't think
Yeah,
it's,
for the first
it's
of
really
the
much
first
that they
paper.
got put out.
Right.
It's just pretty much what their firm does, what they have for staff, and some examples. of
They've
the
got to have
project.
just stock stuff.
Project. I do have a whole thing, mine was more directed toward the well research focus. I know this is more generic, toward everything we do. So we can either adjust the thing I have or the paperwork I have that if they call for more clarification. I have a whole stipulation on the health department has given us. You know, some of this was to look at if we did choose a different engineer to get it in line to follow with the stipulation with the health department, but I think that's going to change because the WIA grant that we were hoping to shoot for this summer, the opening date has now moved up to February,
February 5th.
so pretty much impossible to get things
Hit
done
the
in time for
timelines.
that.
But at least if they inquire, then you could tell
Yeah,
them this is,
But I believe we have more time now, so I think whatever the dates you just said are adequate.
That's anything the week of the 19th. That's the Monday, so.
And is that Washington's birthday or?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so let's go the 21st, and I will ask to have it advertised the 1st, Matt, of February. Okay, is
Okay,
that,
so I need a motion and second for the resolution, and that has the dates now.
I'll make that motion.
Mel, need the motion?
second.
Go ahead.
A resolution to authorize the town of Peru to prepare a request for qualifications RFQ from qualified engineering firms for any future water and sewer projects and advertise for receipt of same no later than noon on February 21st, 2024. Whereas the town has found the need to prepare a request for qualifications RFQ and advertise for receipts of RFQ for qualified engineering firms for any future water and or sewer projects. Whereas the town of Peru will rank the responses received on an evaluation certification that the firm provides services to municipal clients, technical skills, experience, grants, applications, awards, and reference information. Whereas the town of Peru reserves the right to reject any or all submittals and to conduct interviews at its sole discretion. Whereas RFQ submissions shall be received until noon on February 21st, 2024, at which time they are received by the town. Therefore, be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Only other thing we'll have to decide eventually is to review these. Are we gonna do it as a workshop with everybody, or just myself and a couple board members? I guess we don't need to know that now, but prior to the next meeting.
Probably be better if everyone can come, if you can't come because of work or something, different things, you know, at least give the option to everybody, instead of just a couple of us.
Well, I mean, it's got to be an official workshop if it's more than 3.
Yeah, I think it should be a workshop.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. I mean, we won't, like you said, we won't know that till down the road. but-
Yeah, yeah, you can decide that first meeting in February.
Yep. Okay. Number 8, I need a motion and a second for the resolution declaring codes offices HP 810 copier printer surplus.
I'll make that motion.
Mel made the motion,
I'll second.
Eric second.
Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to approve to declare the HP 810 copier plotter for sale as surplus, whereas it has having been determined in consultation with the town zoning officer that the town has no further need for an HP 810 copier plotter, and whereas the town has declared it as surplus equipment, and whereas the board is willing to put the HP 810 copier plotter up for sale in as-is condition, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Number 9, other business. Here?
Don't have anything at the moment. Working on stuff.
Jim?
I'm good, thanks.
Diane? Matt?
I'm good.
All good. Bob?
Yep, had a couple things. One, we've had a couple of house fires in town here the past week, and I would encourage everyone to please check your smoke detectors and carbon detectors. Fortunately, there was no injuries. One house on River Road was a total loss. The one I attended yesterday, the day before, on the Telegraph has significant damage, but not. It's probably going to be okay. With quite a bit of repairs, but not good to attend those at all. The other thing is, still looking for John, if you could, planning board.
Looking for
Zoning
members?
board. Yeah, you want to put something on your website and push it out there, because I think in the near future we're going to lose a few members. So there's a concern there that we run into where we're not going to have a quorum for meetings, and which is not a good thing. That's it.
Chuck?
Nope, very slow.
Tyler?
That's a good problem.
We are not so slow. Still fighting trucks. We had one breakdown last night, right in the middle of the ice storm. We got it back up and running this morning, thank God. Guys are stressed right to the max with ice already, so you take a truck out of the mix, they're already scramming. We see a lot of complaints about, the roads being crappy, but we're doing what we can, so.
Being down 3 trucks, it's not easy.
No. Guys are doing a hell of a job trying to keep up.
They are.
So, we're doing all we can.
Hopefully you can get home soon and get some sleep.
Yeah, they were out last night, all night.
I know. And thank you for the text.
Yeah.
Courtney?
Sure you want it?
Not
I'm
really.
not gonna go by this one. A lot came down, I guess, this week on a lot of my projects.
Yep.
Starting with the sand bed decommission on Brand Hollow Road, the property that we want to decommission and sell off the property. Comments finally came back. DEC, from the looks of it, pretty much didn't even consider AES's what should I call it? Their, recommendation for closing it. They want stamped engineered plans. So obviously that's going to cost us more money. I mean, they did put a nice proposal together that listed out everything that's going to be in the stamped plans, pretty much, demoing the building, which is what, 20 by 20 block building, getting it tested first, removing the cement abutments, cutting and tapping the piping, but DEC wants engineered stamped plans, so they're working on getting us a price quote for that. Today or last night, comments came back on the dredging of the reservoir. The APA had a whole list of things that they want answered. I was hoping to be able to get a yearly permit to dredge the brook in front of our head structure, because that always fills up with sand. They have an issue with that. They had questions on where we're going to dispose of the material we take out, and that we're probably going to have to get a beneficial use permit to dispose of it. They don't like you just to dispose of material anymore. There was probably 7 or 8 comments on that have to be answered. The wells, moving wells, I thought we were pretty good on moving wells. We found 3 target locations, 2 drill test wells. I approached the Hamiltons on the property, and the Hamiltons are not interested in selling any property at this time. So we're back to square one, looking for property in our target areas that we could possibly acquire or get easements to drill some test wells. And the stipulation with the health department, I just explained earlier, the WIA grant bumped their opening from, I believe, June or August to February now. So that's going to be way too tight. I don't know when the closing date is yet.
We won't know until February 5th.
Until they open it, we don't know the closing date, so that could be a little too tight.
I mean, the only good
And there's also reservations too, is we're applying for that grant for the wastewater plant. should we put 2 in, compete, I don't know if they would compete, but.
And that WIA grant did go from 25% to 50% now for the February 5th date. So
there will be an application submitted for
Which is
the waste
good, but it's gonna be fast.
which that one's pretty much ready because it's been submitted before. It's just some stuff's gotta be changed in it. But that was discussed at our meeting
With AES on
Tuesday and
Tuesday.
Liz.
And that's what kicked it back last time or whatever.
It was kicked back last time because the certificate of bond did not get uploaded. So we were disqualified, but they are resubmitting this quarter and not charging us for it.
Yeah, so they're resubmitting this quarter, not charging us for it. And on-site, it was kind of, which we never knew, there was gonna be another round February 5th. It went from 25% to possible 50%, so it could have been, it could be, you know, a blessing that we didn't get it in, even though we had questions, me and Courtney, when we were at AES Tuesday, you know, why and reasons why we were doing certain things. But it could help us out
Yeah.
a lot.
Could benefit us now that they're giving out more, hopefully. The watershed management, I don't believe much has really been done with that yet. And you might have known this, but I didn't realize the south side EPG grant, I guess, is all closed. The last thing I saw is they had a bunch of comments, but I guess AES said it closed, so we should be getting a.
We already did.
You got the reimbursement?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I emailed you.
Maybe. The last thing I remember seeing was all the comments from DEC. I didn't realize they had already answered them.
Anything else? Enough. So we can hope on the 5th we get the bigger one. And like I said, we gotta move fast. We don't know a closing date until February 5th when that comes out. But Liz is all over it. Liz is going to get addresses and stamps from him or from, you know, she's going to start talking to you guys to get letters out for the income study that we have to have done. The income study, I will bring that up because it's important, especially with the camera with John, to get it out to people. The biggest thing on this, there will not be a signature, there will not be a person's name on the paper like there is on other studies for income study. This is not one that they know who it is, that the income is from, where the house is, you know, the person. There's no signature for that. So it's very important when this study goes out for people, the questionnaire, to be honest with your income, of household income. If we can stay under 62,500, we will qualify for 80%, that's hardship. If we are over 62,500, we won't get the hardship, so we won't get 0% interest that we do with the hardship. The last study came back, it's been I think about a year and a half it was $71,000, so that was up there. I think a lot of people get it confused. Liz does have the nice letter typed up that will go out explaining these things, that we don't care about the household name. We don't, you know, none of us see it, first of all. The state goes by the percentage coming back and the number of the annual income in the household. That's the most important. If we can stay under 62,500, we will get the hardship 0% interest for 30 years. If we do not, then we go by the interest, which right now it's like 3.5 to 4%.
And it may not sound a lot to
It's
people,
a lot
when
of
you're talking millions of dollars, it's a lot of money.
A lot of money. You're talking in the millions. And if we don't get that big WIA grant, we talk to AES again, very thorough about, you know, our meeting on Tuesday. If we don't get that $11 million WIA grant, we have to scale this project back as much as we can because we already know what happened with the sewer rates, you know, from our last project. And I mean, that was 38 years. So this one would be even more, so we got to scale it back a lot. They have good hopes for this one. I talked to Billy Jones' office about it, talked to Billy Jones. They do have good feelings about this one. It's our third round of hopefully getting the 11 million. If we do get the 11 million, roughly John, it's $530 per household if we get all the grants we anticipate, yearly for 30 years. If we qualify for the hardship, that's 0% interest. Nice thing is AES had it all taped up on a big screen for me and Courtney to see yesterday and printed paper for us. or I, grabbed one of the papers. But that's, if everything went perfect, we'd be looking at $530 household on the big monster project. But lots of things can happen, but the nice thing is they can plug in the numbers and see where we are.
Anything else, Courtney, on that?
What's the
If
word?
anybody's got any political clout, now's the time. This is the year. It's our last shot.
And with the bridges with Mike and the roads with Mike, we are in the same pickle, with money coming up on that. The only good thing with Mike is his is spread over everybody in the whole town, not just water and sewer users. So Mike's big projects don't affect even a quarter of what Courtney's does with water sewer users, because they only benefit off the water sewer users of the amount. Anything else, Courtney?
The only thing we should probably look into is, on our ban. I don't know which one is what. I always forget that, but, we do have to pay to keep this sewer project moving forward until we secure funding. I think you had something, did you have something for Mike, do we, Doc?
Yes, yeah, we have a couple of things. We're gonna have to do a bond coming up, especially with your, the purchase of the land. We got the other AES invoice coming up. I mean, there's gonna be a lot.
I had the water tanks inspected, and the village elevated tank needs to be painted inside now,
So
with some other repairs. So
So
you're
we're
gonna
gonna
have
definitely
a
have to get
couple
over
$100 or $100,000 there, I'm sure.
we're gonna have to get over to him. Start the process of that. February 5th, we'll know a lot more on some more stuff. Anything else, anyone on Courtney? Mike?
Nice, somebody else has bad news. Tyler said they're running ragged. We've had a lot of overtime. We started at midnight last night. We haven't been back, so we went on night. So not only were we short vehicles, we had 2 people out with COVID. So I was going in 1:30 in the morning, do a run, get back in time before 4 o'clock, turn the truck over for Tyler. But what we were seeing short, we were getting back and we were leaving the village. Tommy would get up by John Ryan's house because of the hills. The buses couldn't make it, so he'd take care of that. But by the time they get done their 3-hour run, we were hitting the teachers and all the employees and the buses for the school. So Tyler and I put our heads together. We had to hit the village on the way out. So if it's snowing halfway decent, the village has been done, even though when you get up, it looks like it hasn't. The only issue we had, trucks were going all over, so Tyler just advised a plan this week and put it on board, and everybody got a picture of it, divided certain roads in the village to take care of, because they're talking on the radio, and then they get tired and they get arguing, and it just doesn't sound good. It's just one of them. We did get a little bit of good news, maybe. Charlie Boy's checked on Tyler's truck, it's just a damn seal we need. It looks like John Deere equipment seal will match his truck. So they ordered one, we're gonna take the chance. If they can get it in and it's close, even if it's dripping, at least we can get the truck back till the right one comes. We'll have the truck, because the truck is driving. We just need the seal for the pump. So they did give me an update on the other truck that's down there. It's February 19th for the pump, that they should have it. So by then, winter's pretty well shot. It's still sitting down there with a full load of salt on, but we can't get it off. The truck we are buying from the town of Braintree, Vermont, he called me last night. Their new truck is supposed to be done this week, by the end of the month anyway. So they were, hoping the first week of February we'd see it, but, he said he didn't want to wish anything and not. So maybe around the 12th, we'll have that truck. It definitely, they checked, it's got a couple of computer updates it needs. I am going to contact the superintendent tomorrow over there, just see, because we know it had tires on it and had chains, but I don't know if those tires are coming with it. If they're not, then we know the size, we'll order tires, we'll have them all ready to put them on it in that truck. It's going to hit Plattsburgh, they're going to do a state inspection, go through it, and then it'll be all registered, and we'll be able to take it, put it right into service. Because like I said, they trade every 8 years, so So that's kind of some good news. John Deere did call me, the sidewalk tractor is ready to roll. You pay the bill tonight. Once the check is cut and signed, I'll hand deliver it and we can have that, and Courtney's guys will have it to do the sidewalks, so we're, you know, so that's good. So it's tough right now, it's frustrating. You got employees, now we got all the employees back, we just don't have the trucks. It is what it is. It's just, I did talk to the plow dealer today, the truck guy, and I know I brought this up before because now we're on a 2-year schedule. We're looking at 25 before the one we see that we ordered last September or whatever it was.
2 years.
And to get a 27, I'm gonna have to spec it by June. And I'm gonna talk to, he's gonna truck dealer again because in the year 27, there is the final step of the emission thing, which is gonna add another 30, 40,000, so we're probably gonna wanna try to beat that for at least one truck, if we can, and do it. But that's, you know, that's gonna be your call, but if we don't, and we wait, then we're gonna get hit with that on top of it. So we went up between the Wayne's truck and the one that's coming, other than $1,000 vibrator in the box and a $250 vibrator at the chute, and there is the brine system on this truck, so that adds like 15 grand. But that truck was around 90,000 more than the one we just got last year, which came in a year late. So you know, they went from two. You know, we started buying them. My first one was 196,000. This last one was 341. So the next one
Be double.
you know, it's probably going to be 400,000. I hate to tell you that, but it's frustrating, and you can't get anything. It's nuts.
When are they trading on in Vermont again? 2 years, hopefully.
Yeah, it's good.
Because they do, if you snag another one, if they do them every 8 years,
And
we
he
get
said,
one for that price.
he did warn me. He said, Sandy will have them, Ladd and Charlie will have more of a handle on this. What's going to come into play if New York don't back off? It has to do with these electric vehicles. If you buy an electric vehicle, or they sell one, that allows a pool of the regular ones, you know, the diesel. But they don't, then it shrinks that pool. If they sell two, they can double their amount they can put out. But so that's what you're going to run into. So hopefully, excuse me, New York backs off on this, but we don't know.
Like I can tell you, in a couple of years, if that truck looks like the one we got for half the price that you guys are going to get here soon,
Yeah.
that might be a good thought. And we know, you know the dealership.
And then Monday morning is the bid opening for Cook Road.
Monday at 10.
Yep, I gotta be at Malta for my diabetes doctor, so I'll send Tyler and Mark from the engineer branch to be here to get the prices, and when I get back, he's gonna review them, I'll review them. We had the pre-bid. There was Garrels, Fuller were there. Luck didn't show up, but they did pick up plans, so hopefully we got 3 bidders this time. So, pretty much what I got.
You sure? Okay.
Started basketball season. Numbers are up from last year even though we have 2 teams that wound up having to merge. The boys program has blown up, which is kind of interesting. It's usually been the girls. So there's some excitement and anticipation there, especially on the high school level, waiting for those kids. We took on athletes from another town because their teams folded. So rather than have the kids not play at all, we took them in. It's been recognized, our Scholar Falls, so Sam Campbell's extremely grateful. Couple of other late registrations, some bumps and bruises, 2nd year running, so we kind of know what we're anticipating. We're going to make some changes. We're going to talk about that at Youth Commission coming up. Ski Club got off to a really good start. The numbers this year are up even from last year. I guess Whiteface looks really good.
Thank you.
Ray, I'm sorry, I forgot something to bring up. The planning board asked that the town board consider a moratorium on self-storage units. They discussed it at the last meeting, and they're asking the planning board to, until the current code receives an update, they believe that there should be a moratorium on self-storage units.
Okay. So we will talk more about that before our February 5th meeting, and then see what we
Thank you. All right.
can talk about. Yeah. Anything else to anyone else? I don't have anything. Oh, only really good news this week, yesterday. We got a check for taxes from the county. $329,465.66. So that was the bright news. That's huge. Last we budgeted for what, 60,000 down or 80. So we budgeted for 80, not knowing if we'd ever get anything again. This is the 4th or 3rd year in a row we've got a really nice chunk. Before 3 years ago, we were getting them every 5 years. Obviously, sales tax is way up. People say the economy is doing horrible, but obviously people are spending a lot of money because people are making more money that are actually working. The airline, the new one, went in. That will make a big impact of a lot more taxes coming to Clayton County. Would have an Allegiant and Breeze come in. That will help huge. I mean, you go by that parking lot. I've never seen that many cars ever 2 weeks ago. Never in that parking lot in all the years that's been open. So obviously it's working good. They know what they're doing. But yeah, that was nice to get a check for $329,465.66. Obviously that extra money goes into an unemployment fund balance. Obviously we use it where we need it, or different things where we're short over the year, or where it's needed. That's where it goes into, but it's nice when we have to take out unemployment fund balance to stay under the tax cap. Money like this comes in to fill the gaps. So that's a good problem. Other than that, anyone else, other business? Okay, public comments on agenda items only. Number 10.
Just wanted to ask, what's the nature of the contracts with the library? I know you give them $80,000 a year. Do you have to contract with that, or?
Yep. Yeah. We have a contract just like with JCEO that we pay yearly. What we pay for them. We have contracts with the flight line, Apple. It's contracts with all.
Golden Apple Club. Yeah. Okay. Same thing with the review board.
Yeah.
What about, you said something about an ad for Bridges New York. What was that?
No, we found a thing for an RFQ, that sample that we did years ago, because we got to put out a thing for the water sewer. We found an RFQ that we did an advertisement, 2018 for Bridges New York. This is sample.
Well, what is RFQ?
Request for qualifications.
Yeah, what we are doing with the engineer company, that with Courtney we talked about.
Oh, okay. And that figure you mentioned, the annual figure for the cost of the $530, that's annually per average household for the next 38 years, maybe?
30.
30 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
just for that one project, not what they're paying now. That's in addition.
Yeah. This is a totally different project. It's
right.
a $24 million project that we're looking at right now. Yeah. But we're hoping to get almost 13 to 14 million in grants and funding. If we don't get that 11 million, obviously it's going to get scaled back.
So what that 530 includes the grants, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if it's not, we got to scale way back. Scale way back anyways. But the hardship thing is a big one with the interest rates. Yeah.
All to meet New York State mandates.
Yeah. We just got to scale it back as to whatever they're going to put us on, notice that we have to get done.
And that's going to go out to everybody in the water sewer district? Is that
yes.
No.
No.
Sewer district.
Sewer district.
Just the sewer district?
Yeah, on that one. Yeah.
So.
But again, that's a a projection from now. I mean, this project is a ways down the road before we'd have to start paying for it.
Oh, it's very high.
Right.
If the funding actually did come in this year,
Yeah.
chances are you wouldn't be going out to bid until this winter or next year, and then you probably have at least 2 years of construction.
They're talking 26, 27.
Okay, so it's gonna impact just sewer users, users, or
Yes.
water and sewer?
Just,
Just sewer on that one. We
On
do
the
have
waste,
water
on
ones
all
too.
the work to the wastewater treatment plant?
Yes.
and some collection work is part of that.
So you water or you sewer or just water?
I'm just water, but,
Saves you.
I mean, people who just, well, okay, I guess, yeah, no, okay, makes sense, I guess. But,
Anything else? Okay, I need a motion and a second to pay December 2023 and January 2024 bills.
Make it.
Jim Douglas? No. Any discussion at all? If not, resolution Max.
Resolution authorizing the post audit payment of certain bills, claims, and invoices of the town, whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims, bills, and invoices for services rendered as provided to the town. In December 2023, the town approved vouchers for December 2023, number 202301922, including number 202301932, abstract dated 1/25/24 for the dollar amount totaling $12,522.36. Of that, $2,898.35 was wired credit cards and prepaid, and $9,624.01 remains prepaid for December 2023. If the town approved vouchers for January 25th, 2024, number 202400001 through including number 202400098, abstract dated 1/25/24 for the dollar amount totaling $357,382.42. Of that, $30,740.68 was wired credit cards and prepaid, and $326,642.74 is remaining to be paid. And whereas the town board finds and claims, bills, and invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable amount, now therefore be it resolved that the payment of the aforementioned claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to make such payment. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay, I need a motion and a second to adjourn to executive session for personnel issues. We just the board and Matt first, and then we will call people in.
any action after?
No.
Okay.
Jim made the motion. Mel a second. All in favor? Aye.